Yes, good evening and welcome to Monday Motivation. Thank you so much for tuning in. Yes, we have to talk about getting things done because we are in a world where so much is left undone. So many of us in our countries are traumatized by how many things our governments don't get done, our leaders don't get done, even in our own personal lives, how much we don't get things done. Now, as we know, I am a mindset development specialist and I love to give descriptions. And for tonight, I want to start off by just explaining again what we call our mindsets. And these are structured categories of thinking that lead to an outcome. And when it comes to the outcome of not getting things done, there are structured categories of thinking that contribute to us not getting things done. There are reasons why we procrastinate, and I want to talk a bit about what is the mindset of procrastination. Why is it that even though we end up doing things so incredibly well, that sometimes we leave things to the very last minute, and sometimes actually we end up not doing things at all? One of the things I want to think about is that mindset of procrastination. For me, I know that I struggle to get things done when I lack confidence. There are reasons why I would lack confidence. I would lack confidence because I don't have sufficient knowledge. I don't know exactly what to do. Perhaps I'm a bit intimidated about the task that has been given to me to get done. There is an element of a fear of failure. And for a very long time, I must say not as much anymore, I used to struggle also with perfectionism. Perfectionism is that idea that there is a perfect way of getting things done. But perfectionism in itself is not a real thing because all of us think of things differently. There is a matter of executing things in a manner that is sufficient, in a manner that is excellent. I personally believe in the concept that I call excellentism, which is being obsessed with excellence, and that is doing your very best every single time that you do anything, that you constantly improve on your ability to do your best every single time with everything that you do. And excellentism actually puts you on that path of constant growth so that with every single time that you get things done, you constantly continue to improve. Versus perfectionism, which kind of puts you as a judge that determines what is the perfect thing. But the reality of the matter is nobody's perfect. When it comes to mindset, we need to understand our human limitations. That you and I, and pretty much all that exists in the world, has got certain elements of limitation. As I've already explained, for me, I realize that when I delay, I've got a limitation of knowledge. I've got a limitation of skill. I've got a limitation of not knowing what the future holds, and as a result, becoming anxious and becoming fearful. I've got my own insecurities because I'm thinking I might not be up to my own tasks. I don't know what it is in your particular case, but I want to put down on the table today that it's not just that you are procrastinating because you are lazy or because you are disorganized, although those can be factors that can contribute to that. The fact that many of us can operate daily without a particular schedule, and then we end up taking up a lot of tasks, which I'll talk to now. But there is a reality that I need to understand what are my own mindset struggles, what are my own mindsets when it comes to my own abilities. We've spoken so many times on this show about confidence, and that confidence is that strong belief in who I am as a person, what I'm able to do, and what I'm able to achieve. And so if I'm having struggles with my confidence, naturally I'm going to end up delaying because naturally I'm going to be afraid of messing things around, or I'm going to be afraid of failure. For you to be able to overcome that, you've got to be able to ask yourself this question. Do you have a history of executing things well? I keep talking about this a lot because I find that it's so helpful to me that you keep your own portfolio of evidence, because that is important in terms of boosting your confidence and having that almost instant memory, or at least recollection of your recent successes, even your past successes. That if you don't have that portfolio of evidence, if you don't think about it a lot of times, then your mindset of confidence becomes weak. As a result, your likelihood then to delay to get things done also is increased. The second thing I want you to think about is relationships around you. Sometimes the reason why we delay so much is because we are surrounded by people that don't have any faith in us. And they talk about it. They question our intelligence. They question our abilities. They question the likelihood of the things that we want to do getting succeeding. And then remember that we are also a combination of the people who are around us. If you're surrounded by people who are lazy, who don't get things done, who always talk about getting things done but never get anything done, you cultivate a mindset of just talking about things and never getting them done. And so, but on the other hand, when you are surrounded by people who are on the move, who are getting things done, naturally, because as a human being, you are a highly influenceable being who's extracting thousands, if not millions of data from the environment. If that is what you're extracting, if that is what is building your categories of thinking when it comes to your own abilities, the reality is that then you are more likely to get things done. Question for you. The people who are around you, are they on the move? Are they getting things done? Do they just talk about things and never get them done? What do they say about you? Is there a culture of encouragement or is there a culture of discouragement? Together in your own sphere of existence, what is the language that you talk about? Because another part of why we delay to get things done is the language. I'll give you a simple example. How often do you or the people around you, how often do you hear yourself say, I'll get it done tomorrow. Oh, I still have so much time. I'm still thinking about it, but actually you're not thinking about it. You are every single time that it comes up, you want to crush this thing that you got to get it done. There is a language that talks you out of taking action and getting things done today. It's so important when it comes to mindset development to understand the principle of language, because language again programs the way we think. Remember, even as I'm talking right now, I'm not just talking for the sake of being heard, but my thoughts come from an infrastructure, from a collection of data, from a history, from a premise that informs my statements, that informs my questions, that informs my own perspectives about myself and about whatever it is that I'm doing. And so when you are around people that don't talk the language of getting things done, the likelihood is that you also pick up on those particular habits. It makes me think of a proverb, that says, that goes something like this, that do not build while the sun is up, because when the storm comes, it's too late. While the sun is still out, we must be building. Builders know that. Anybody who's up to building anything that's of importance, they know that when the sun is up, you have to get as much done, because there comes a time where it's going to be rainy, where it's going to be windy, when it's going to be cloudy, where it's going to be cold. And in those days, it's extremely difficult to actually build. In fact, in those days, you're supposed to have already built and be inside your home so that it can protect you against those harsh conditions. And this is the mindset that we got to actually have and ask ourselves this question. What is it that I'm supposed to be doing today that I am not doing? What is it that I am doing today that I'm not supposed to be doing? Because we delay on those two domains. We are doing so many things that we're not supposed to be doing. And because we're doing so many things we're not supposed to be doing, then we're not doing enough of the things that we're supposed to do. One of the reasons why we do that is because sometimes, especially for people that are empaths, people that have that agreeable spirit and agreeable mindset, we don't know how to say no. We just keep on saying yes to so many things. And one of the reasons why we say yes, because, or rather, let me say this, most of the time we can say yes on account of the easiness of the task Because we're thinking the task is easy, and we know that it's easy, we can get it done. We say yes, but we say yes to the second one, we say yes to the third one, we say yes to the fourth and to the 10th. The next thing you know, you've said yes to so many small, easy tasks without looking at the amount of time you've got available, just simply on the basis of how easy it's going to be for you to get that done. Unfortunately, what happens is that then your day is full of too many small, easy, insignificant things. At the cost of what? At the cost of those big, important things that you're supposed to get done, and because you are avoiding having to confront the fact that you don't have enough skill, having to confront the fact that you lack a confidence, having to confront the fact that you don't like maybe trying out new things because of maybe you're afraid of failure. And then in a way, it's convenient for you to say, I didn't get to that because I was busy with that. But whatever it is that you are busy with, how much of that is going to improve your tomorrow? What is your tomorrow going to look like because of what you've been doing today? And what is your tomorrow going to look like because of what you have not done? And this is something that I'm currently cultivating, and I'm asking myself this question. If I don't get this task that I'm supposed to be doing today, if I don't get this proposal done, if I don't get this plan done, if I don't call this person, if I don't attend this particular event to service this particular relationship that is important to my business, if I don't take the time to spend time with my children, with my wife, with the people that I care the most about, what are those relationships going to be looking like? What are those business relationships going to be looking like? What is my business going to be looking like if I keep on neglecting all the crucial things today at the expense of tomorrow? So in wrapping up, think about your mindsets. What mindsets do you have about yourself? Think about the people who are around you. Do they contribute or do they contribute? Think about your skill set. Think about your own fears and your own triggers. There's so much more that can be said tonight, but hopefully you've received enough that provokes you to think a bit broadly about why you don't get things done, and hopefully you feel a bit empowered to get done what you're supposed to do today so that your tomorrow can look better than your today looks. My name is Jabu Zwane. I want to thank you so much this evening for tuning in. Thank you so much and enjoy the rest of your programming.